What's going on, Midnight Watchers? This is Mike, founder of Midnight Paranormal Society. So, I'm making a video for anybody who's looking to become a paranormal investigator. If the thought has crossed your mind that you wanted to come into the paranormal field, whether it's for research, whether it's for, investigating historical locations, whether it's for residential, maybe you had an experience. And so, you want to go and try to experience that same thing or something similar, then this video is for you. I want to give you the inside, inside tips, inside advice to what to expect. Okay, I'm gonna be brutally honest. Um, I've been thinking all day about this video. So back in 2008, I decided to come into the paranormal field. I decided that I wanted to do what I could as one person in the whole world. How can I help people? How can I help remove the fear of the paranormal? How can I make a difference? And the reason why I decided to come into the paranormal field was because when I was a kid, my mom and I were plagued by the fact that someone came into our apartment, played the Ouija board, and the moment that those individuals left from our apartment, it was like a door was left open and it was never closed. And so we dealt with some really, really just crazy things that I can never unsee or unhear or even unexperience. At that time, it felt like there was no end in sight. Like if there was no one out there who would be willing to listen to us, who would be willing to hear our cries, who maybe even understand. Nobody. I mean, no one came to our help. So during the time when all this was happening, during our first moments of experiences that we started having, being plagued, being the victim, this kind of like started my journey to the point where I'm at now. Now I'm no longer the victim. Now I'm the person who can give back. I'm the person who can help make a difference. And that's why I came into the paranormal field, because I wanted to do the things. I want to do the things for people that I wish I had done for me when I was a child. And so if you want to come into the paranormal field, take a chance. I love it. I wouldn't change it for anything. But just to be very blunt and very honest and straightforward, here are some things to just be aware of. Just like anything in life, any field you decide to pursue, there's pros and cons of everything, right? There's good and bad, good, bad, and the ugly. When I came to the field, I was hoping that somebody would help guide me, and that didn't happen realistically. I jumped in head first, not knowing what to expect. Don't get me wrong, I had my experiences from when I was a kid, but it's one thing to experience something, not looking for it, and it's a total different thing to actually be looking for it and seeing if you can replicate that experience. I've seen things and heard things and witnessed things that it's almost like they got branded into my brain. You know how like those brands that you get when heat it up and you put the brand to a cow or any animal that, I guess, livestock, whatever. It was like that. Like someone got a brand and just hit me, put me right in my brain. It's just I can never undo the things that I've seen and experienced. I feel like it made me a better person, you know. But one of the biggest things in this paranormal field, the reason why there's so much fear, and I ask this question a lot to people, anybody who I ever encounter, 'cause I love talking about the paranormal, especially my team, MPS. Anywhere I go, I bring it up, the fact that I'm a paranormal investigator. But the one question I ask is, Why do you fear the paranormal? What about it scares you? And the number one answer I get is not knowing why it occurs, not knowing why it happens, just the unknown aspect. And so for me, my goal is to educate the community, to bring awareness of the paranormal, that it definitely is a real thing, whether you believe in it or not, it's real. But to also shed light and to let people know that there's nothing to fear, just because you can't see it, just because you can't feel it sometimes, but these things exist. And just like yourself, there are trapped souls out there, people who pass away and they don't make it to the other side. And so they're just bound here and they're looking for help. And so the way I come to assist the living, I also come to assist the deceased. Whenever I go into a location, I let the clients know, like, hey, you know what? I'm here to help you. I'm here to try to help better understand why these things are happening. And then I also tell the spirits, listen, whomever's here, I'm here to help. I'm not here to harm you. I'm not here to hurt you. Any way I can help you cross over into the light, let's do it. But one thing to be aware of is that when you come into this field, there's a lot of competition, realistically. And I may get some bad I may get some bad um, remarks from people who watch this video, but I'm gonna just keep it real. There's competition. You know, you may have the best interest in mind. You may have you know why you want to come into this field, but there's always someone out there who they see you shining and they want to just squash you like a bug. It's nice that you get to, I've met so many people in this field, other investigators, other teams, not just here in San Antonio, Texas, but all over the world. I've met people through Facebook and other platforms, and it's nice, don't get me wrong. Have a lot of friendships out there, but there's also those out there who they want to see you fail. They don't want to see you succeed, and when you do succeed, I don't know why or what goes through their mind, but all they want to do is bring you down. All they want to do is just rain on your parade because you're successful and they're not. They want to see you just be miserable. And this is the truth. I'm giving you the heads up because if someone would have told me, Mike, this is the truth about what really goes on. Not that I would have not came into the field, but at least I would have had the heads up and I would have been ready for it. I don't want you to be blindsided. I don't want you to get caught by surprise. Again, there's pros and cons. There's good and bad. And I'm not saying that everybody you encounter is mean or everyone you encounter is out to hurt you. There's people out there who want to see you succeed. You're going to meet clients who, if you decide to do the residential route where you help people, families, individuals, even businesses, you're going to meet people who are relying on you, who are coming to you. You are their last hope. Think about that for a second. Let that marinate in your mind. You are their last hope, last line of defense. Is that what you really want? Like, are you ready for that responsibility? I want you to take the time to think. I want you to ask yourself, why do I want to become a paranormal investigator? What is it? Was it because of my experiences as a child? Did you have an experience as an adult? Was there something that occurred that just drove you to come to the paranormal field? Ask yourself. And then once you come to that conclusion, again, there's teams out there who, if you have no experiences, there's teams who will invite you, say, look, I'm looking to come into the field. I want to be a paranormal investigator. Would you be willing to allow me to attend one of your investigations? I'm looking to gain experience before I start my own journey. Would you mind if I come along? There's teams who'll be wanting to take you under the wing and they'll help you. But then there's other people, realistically, who they're like, nope, sorry. When I came into the field, I heard some really nasty things. Like, I heard Someone told me I didn't have enough equipment, I didn't have a vehicle, and then someone went as far as telling me that I just wasn't good enough. That's ugly. I don't want whoever's watching this video, whomever you are, wherever you're from, I don't want you to go through that. And you may experience that. I wish you the best in this journey of coming into this paranormal field. Welcome. But just be prepared that there's people who are ready, man. They're ready to see you fail. But once you come to the conclusion that that's a chance you're willing to take, then again, welcome to the paranormal field. Um, just try to remember why you want to do this. Again, if you're not looking to help anybody, you don't want to help nobody, then one thing I'm going to tell you is be direct and be transparent. Let people know what is your intent. Are you here because you want to help people realistically, like the way I'm doing and my team is doing? We're here to help people. We're here to help educate them, bring awareness, help find resolution from what they're being plagued by. Or if you know what, you don't want to help anybody, it's just enough for yourself. You're in for the research, you're in for the historical aspect. You want to go to these historical locations or cemeteries or you name it. If that's what you truly want, then whatever you whatever you're going to be practicing and you're going to be preaching, then stick with that. The worst thing you can do, because I've seen it a lot, the worst thing that you can do is go to Facebook or YouTube or whatever social media platform you're going to use and say, I'm here to help people, I'm here to make a difference, I'm here for this reason, for that reason, and a million reasons. And then when people come to you for help, when they legitimately have a problem and there's no one else who they can go to but you, and then for you to be like, oh, I know I said it, but I really, really didn't mean it. That's the worst thing you can do to somebody. So to me, I seen it a lot. I seen it a lot. And no disrespect to no other investigators or no other teams out there, but I seen it a lot. And I'm no one to call that person out because it is what it is. I can't change anyone's their mind. But this is what. Just be honest with yourself and with those around you. You don't have to lie so that way people can accept you or like you. Just be honest with yourself and with everybody because honesty is key. Be careful who you talk to because there's a lot of people wanting to trip you up. They want to, that they will. There's people out there who are go-getters. They are looking to ride your hard work, ride your tail, and then once they get what they need from you, they toss you to the side. And this is just me being 100% honest with anybody who's watching this video. I may get some slack for this, or not slack, but I may get some heat for this, but I'm just keeping it 100%. I have seen the ins and outs, the good, the bad, the ugly, the horrible. I've seen it. I know people say, well, if I can go back in time and change things, I would. I wouldn't change anything, It is what it is. But just be very careful because when you come to this field, remember, ask yourself why you want to come to the field. Once you realize or once you, understand why you want to come to this field, whatever you practice and you preach, stick by it. You don't have to, do things to try to get people to accept you. Either they like you for who you are and why you want to do this, or they don't. Oh well. One thing I will say is that, when you reach a point in this field, because this field is a place where there's no such thing as I've learned enough, or I learned enough to a point where I don't need to learn anymore. That's not the way it works. You have to have your mind like a sponge, willing to absorb as much as possible. And there's always something new happening. Always something new being discovered, new methods, new ideas, new approaches. It's never ending. They say that there's a saying, an old dog can't learn new tricks. That's not true. but just be transparent, be honest, be yourself. Shine bright. You know, for me, I don't know about everybody who's watching, but for me, I'm a big believer in prayer. I'm always praying that God can connect myself, my team with our clients. Anybody God sees out there who needs our help. And if let's say that this individual who needs our help is in other states, other countries, I'm willing to do the research to find somebody who's willing to help these individuals. I've connected teams with people who I can't reach, and I've done it, because if I don't necessarily have to be the one to go help you at that moment, because let's say you're in another country, another state, and I can't get to you, and especially now that COVID's around, that's another story. But I would do my very best to connect you with a team that I know is going to help you. They're not going to waste your time, and so be that person. Be somebody who, even if you can't help them for whatever reason, always be willing to step up and help them that way. Say, you know what, look, I can't get to you right now because you're just out of reach. But you know what? Let me do some research. Let me take the time to find a team or an individual who's willing to go help you. You can help people that way. And that's what I've done. My team here in San Antonio, Texas, Midnight Paranormal Society, there's teams out there who have came to us, and because they know that we bust our tail, we work so hard. We always go above and beyond. We're very client focused, so they know if there's anybody out there who's willing, who they can take a case to, they can't get to or they can't handle, they know they can come to us. There's been teams out there who have brought some cases to us that are mind-boggling, that they just like, what the heck is going on? Some really intense cases, where I've seen other teams run away from. No disrespect to them. Excuse me. And we when we get called to duty, we go. And our clients, just us specifically, or us, whenever we have a client, once we help them and they're no longer being plagued, that's not the end for us and our client. They become a part of our MPS family. They can vouch for us. But again, this is about you. So, again, question yourself, why do I want to be in this field? What's the reason? Once you comprehend that reason and you know what you want, stick with it and go with it. Take your time. Make sure that you're constantly doing research. Be open-minded as far as different methods and ideas there is, because there's no one person who knows everything. There's not one person out there who is greater than the next. We're all equals. There's methods that I may not try because that's just not for us. But I'm not gonna dog somebody. I'm not gonna put them down because I may not believe in that method, or I may, you know, it is what it is. We all have the beauty of this field. The beauty of this field is that everybody has the opportunity to try what they want and do what they want, and whether we like it or not, I mean, that's the beauty. We all have the ability to try different things. There's skeptics out there, there's believers, there's people who, they don't try, they like to use ghost boxes, or they like to use, Ouija boards. I don't recommend using a Ouija board, but there's people who do. There's people who like, the scientific method, the religious side of the paranormal. Like, there's just so many different things, aspects and approaches that you can try. But whatever you decide to do, just always be careful. Make sure that whatever you get yourself into, know how to get yourself out of it. And if you don't know, and there's a question you may have, never be afraid, or never even hesitate to ask for help from other more tenured teams, other teams who have been around and they know what they're doing. Never be afraid to ask for help. The worst thing you could do is stay quiet and just never ask. That's the worst, because you're only limiting yourself. I have learned methods from other teams, from other individuals in the field that, like the cell phone method. I can explain that in another video, but, someone taught me that method. And I took it to one of my investigations. I tried it out, and Oh my God, I love it. If for those who are watching, if you want to know what the cell phone method is, let me know in the comments. Uh, put hashtag cell phone method, and I will make a video specifically about that method, and that way you all can learn how to use it in the investigation and how to be safe. But anyways, so yeah, the real the realness of coming into the paranormal field is that there is competition. There's people who want to see you fail. There's people who don't want to see you succeed. They are out to just break you down. But that's and the other side of that token, there's people who want to see you succeed. There's people who they want to help you. They want to help push you into the right direction. Like myself, if there's another team out there who ever say, "Hey Mike, you have more experience than I do. Can you share some stuff with me?" I'm always willing to do that. I will never say no, no, no. These methods are my own. Nope, because I've learned from other people. That's what the paranormal field is about. Learning from one another. The only way that we can help others is by educating ourselves. And how do you educate yourself? Through your investigations and through working with other investigators. So again, don't be afraid to work with other people. Don't be afraid to work with other teams and other individuals, and don't just be willing to just absorb that information in your mind like a sponge. Just absorb it all, and then apply it, and then you can do things your own way, your own methods. And then when you reach a point where you've learned a lot, you can pay it forward and help others like yourself. Always remember where you came from. Always remember how you started. And when you see another person like yourself come into the field who doesn't really know a lot that what you've learned and what you've seen like I have, speak up, say, "Hey, excuse me, I see that you're new. Let me give you some advice. Let me take you under my wing. Let me show you the ins and outs." That way maybe your experience will be a lot better than mine was. And that's what I'm doing now. So for those who are watching, no matter if you're here in San Antonio, no matter what part of the world you're watching from, if you have any questions, any further questions that you would like for me to answer, you're more than welcome to ask me down in the comments, and I'll make a separate video and I'll answer. What I'll do is you guys drop your questions in the comments, and I'll make a separate video and I'll go through all the comments, look for the questions, and I'll answer those questions for you in a separate video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer or dampen anyone's mood or rain on anyone's parade. That's not what I'm about. But I just want to be completely honest, because I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I'm not gonna lie to you and be like, oh, it's rainbows and butterflies. It's not. I've been burned by people. I've got to arguments with other people. You name it, it's happened. But every day is a new day. Every day is another opportunity to start all over again, to try again. And remember, how can you as an individual not only better this field, better the community, better other investigators, even yourself? How can you make a difference? Ask yourself that question. And like I said, I'm here. You can find me on Facebook, here on YouTube. Um, you can. I'll link my email address. You can send me a direct email if you don't want to share your question. You want to talk to me directly. I'll link my email. Um, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, if you haven't already, put a thumbs up on this video if you liked it. Also, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Um, if you can, just click that subscribe button, turn on all notifications, and that way you don't miss other videos that we're going to have coming out soon. Um, and if you can, share it. Share it to your platform. That way other investigators out there who are looking for that heads up, looking for that advice, they can check out this video. I'm not perfect. I've been on both sides of the coin, but realistically, I just wanted to make this video because I wish there was somebody at that time where there was a video like this that was out that I could have looked at. Because I would have watched it, I would have asked questions. It is what it is. But now I have the chance to give back and make a video like this. So this is the end of the video. If you reached this far, thank you so much for showing support and watching the full video. Nothing but love, light, and blessings for you. And again, drop your questions in the comments, and I'll make a separate video to answer them. Well, good night, and what's the evening here for me? So wherever you're from, good morning, good afternoon, or good night. Talk to you all soon, and I'll see you in the next video. Love and light. I'm out.